Hi, it's Toby from Heavyweight MMA. Today catching up with NTG fighter Rocky Ogden. How are you, man?
I'm good, brother. How are you? It's good to be back on the podcast again and have a little chat.
That's it, man. Now, you're a guy that likes stepping outside your comfort zone, man. 16 years old, decides to go to Thailand. What 16-year-old does that? You're doing Muay Thai for many years, career of 40-plus fights. Then you fight boxing. Let's just jump into boxing. And now you've just had a fight in MMA. You're like a true combat specialist, bro. So you just had your fight on Eternal MMA 64 on last Saturday, March 19th against Matt Seden. First MMA fight, man. How did it feel?
Yeah, it was different. I was a bit, not nervous, but just a bit like, obviously when I do Muay Thai, I know I've seen everything and I'm comfortable with whatever's going to happen. But being like a whole new sport, I was just a bit like nervous if I was going to be able to stop the takedowns and all that. But obviously, like I've done it in training a lot and like been prepared well. But you never know once you get in there. So I think I was overthinking a lot of the wrestling side of it. But I was pretty successful. I think I managed to stop every takedown except for one head kick and I fell over. But other than that, I stopped every takedown. But I think I wasn't as comfortable just on my feet. Like now, I'm a lot more confident. So I'd be able to stand there and trade a bit better and let my hands go, my kicks go a bit better. But yeah, it was a different experience. I loved it. I'm really keen to get in for another one. But yeah, different for sure.
Yeah, man, it's good for you. And it must be a bit more exciting too, right? Like you've been there, done that with Thai boxing. So to get in there under a new rule set must feel a bit exciting, sure. Right?
Yeah, definitely.
And so he's a decent opponent, man. Like you guys traded a lot, you know. It was definitely not a one-sided fight. It was a tough one to get through.
No, yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Like it was a lot. I knew he was going to be tough and he wasn't just going to go down. But I feel like in the last round, I was starting to get comfortable. And I feel like I got poked in the eye again. So I was like half blind, half the fight, which is annoying. I just recovered from it. But no, yeah, I just feel like I wasn't as comfortable as I usually am in a fight. So like I was a bit, I don't know, I think I was just overthinking a lot. But yeah, it's first of the MMA. So I'm keen to get back to the gym now and I know what I got to work on. And yeah. I feel like I got caught with a few shots that I shouldn't have got caught with. But that's the sport. You live and learn.
That's it, man. And to be honest, you look quite comfortable in that clinch along the cage. Do you think that you owe that to your wrestling training or do you owe that to your Muay Thai clinch work?
Oh, a little bit of both. Definitely the training obviously just get me understanding everything. But I think like I've been clinching for a long time now and I've done a bit of the wrestling and that. But that's another thing. So I was just being really like over careful. I didn't want to be that guy who gets in and gets choked out for their first fight or something. So now I think I would have been a bit like I feel like I could have even taken him down with some of the wrestling and like done some jiu-jitsu and that. But it's first time. But that's why I'm keen for the next one. See how much better I can be.
Yeah, you mentioned that in our last interview that you would like to see yourself not just as someone that defends takedowns, that potentially takes someone down and uses what you're learning, right?
Yeah, 100%.
And how did you find the promotion, man? Because you've been on several different promotions. First time fighting on Eternal MMA. How do you think it went?
Yeah, it was a pretty good show. Everything was pretty smooth. It was nice and chill. And Cam and that took care of us well. Yeah, it's good. I think that was one of their best one they put on yet. So hopefully it just keeps growing and getting bigger. And it's a great pathway to get onto the UFC or get some eyes on you and that. So yeah, as long as you can put a good performance on, and then you have all the eyes on you watching you. It was good.
And it's on Fight Pass. And then you've got guys like Jack Della Maddalena. He came from Eternal before. Yeah. And just recently, Stephen Erceg, your nemesis in the flyweight division, has just been contracted to Contender, man. So, yeah, it's definitely a pathway there, eh? So it's pretty good.
For sure.
That's it. And what was I going to say? Yeah, so man, before the fight, how were you feeling, man? Like, in your preparation and everything, how did it all go? Were you pretty comfortable? Any issues, any injuries?
No, in the prep, I got a bad eye poke that like tore half my cornea off. It was at 80% or something. So I had to have a week or so off just to let that heal. So that was why I only was just getting my eyesight back, and then I got poked in the eye in the fight again. That was a bit annoying, but it's all good now. Just little. Other than that, pretty good. No injuries. So I'm pretty keen to get back into training and back into it.
Yeah. How do you find that grind of the wrestling and ground fighting? Because obviously you would have had to pick up that side a little bit. How do you find that grind on your body and that? Is it any different?
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely because you got to do so much and it's a lot more on your knees and all that stuff, but if you keep staying healthy, fit and, stretch and do whatever, I think you can as long as you do the right techniques. But obviously, there's always someone that's going to slam you or something. But other than that, it's pretty good so far. I've only had one fight, so I think the longer it goes on, I'll probably get more of the little injuries and that. But that's fight sports in general. It's not really like healthy training when you're doing fight training. It's just like different. You're just preparing yourself, for battle. But it's good.
Yeah, I don't know if everyone knows too, like the energy systems are very different, right? Like, you might take a guy that's super fit at Muay Thai, can fight 5 rounds easy, and then you take him in for a 5-minute round of grappling and he'll be exhausted, and vice versa. The grapplers are not good at moving around stand-up. It's a different energy system.
Yeah,
how do you find yourself
different
in that, man? Like, were you building a base in that sort of thing? Like, you feel comfortable to grapple for a long time if you need to?
Yeah, definitely. Oh, yeah, definitely. Even like for clinching, I think it's like the lactic acid that people like just being able to keep like a solid grip. But wrestling, in Thailand, we'd clinch for like 40 minutes straight, and like you're just buggered, but you just keep going. So I think that helped me a lot. But I think the best way to get strong is just to do lots of wrestling, get your body just used to that feeling of being uncomfortable. But yeah, it's definitely like the lactic, and that's different feeling especially when you're like scrambling and that. You can't give a second. If you give up for a little second, then they get their position. So it's just constant battle of like getting a more dominant position. But that's good. But that's why you see a lot of the wrestlers. They're real solid and strong. Like it's a tough sport. And then mixing it with the stand up and everything, it's definitely like a whole different feeling on your body. But that's what I'm looking forward to. It's like a whole new test. But it was good.
And you mentioned before in our last interview about doing BJJ training. You said you touched on a bit of wrestling with the toughers, right? Are you wrestling much, or are you doing more BJJ or more wrestling, or just both?
Yeah, both. I'm balancing everything out. I do about 2 or 3 a week BJJ and 2-3 wrestling a week, plus mixing it into the MMA. So I got a good little balance. But right now I'm going to go do a bit more jiu-jitsu, just get my skills up, and just try to learn as much as I can. And wrestling, of course, the same. But yeah, just a good balance with everything. Try and match everything.
That's it, man. And jumping back to your fight, man. From outside looking in, it was a fight of the night too, right? So that was
got fight of the night, which is good for your first fight. Well, obviously it's good and bad.
Did they throw you a bonus or anything?
I think they give us something. I think the performance of the night gets a 1K bonus or something. Yeah, that's right. As long as I put on a good show. It's good and bad because I think Max Holloway said it. Fight of the night, it's good, but it's not, because that means it was a close fight. It's like, So I think I'd rather get the performance of the night. But it's all good. True.
Yeah, I didn't think of that actually. Yeah, it does. It means you copped a lot of strikes, and the thing is,
it was more of a tough fight.
That's it. And Matt Seden's a good fighter, right? Like, he's an experienced Muay Thai and boxing fighter. So you weren't fighting like a bum. If you look at the MMA record when you fought him was 0-3, right? And you think, oh, he's going to walk over him. But he's a gun.
But he still fought like all the top. They fought Paul Logger and a few other good guys. And like I think he's a blue or purple belt or something like that. And he's been training MMA for 6 years. I've been training for like 6 weeks camp, like properly. So it's like people calling him the underdog. Oh no, him the underdog. Sorry, but it was like really I'm the underdog technically in like the MMA. But yeah, I knew it wasn't going to be no like slouch going in. I knew it was tough and it was going to be. It's just a bit awkward too. But it was still, I know it was more so the way I was fighting. I think if it was to happen again, it'd be a lot different, and I'd possibly finish him, or, but you never know.
That's it, man. From the outside looking in, I think you obviously had a speed edge, right? And like you said, you're coming into your own a bit in the third round. So I'd say that fitness edge was there as well for you, right? Like, even though it was a lot of trading and that, you seemed a lot sharper, and you seemed to, keep that work rate. He looked like he was getting a bit more fatigue.
Yeah, I just couldn't find like my range and as good as I would. I think just overthinking the takedowns and all that, but but it's all good. I think I'll get back to the gym and just know what I got to work on now.
So sorry, what things would you like to do better?
Just more so fight my fight, and just, be a bit more like, not so much take risks, but just go for things, Before I was being a bit safe, and obviously it's good to be safe in that, but just keep improving, work on my jiu-jitsu, work on my wrestling, so that I'm just so confident. And, it won't, it doesn't matter who I face. I can just do my thing and just keep improving my MMA game and MMA style. It's like even more so, like every fight you have, every camp you have, you get better and better. So I just need to use the experience in that to get me better. Yeah, it'd be exciting. See where we go from here.
That's it, man. Any injuries or anything from the fight, or you're all good?
No, I'm good. Other than the eye, that was what was annoying. I felt fresh. but I just couldn't see again. So I was like, but other than that, I feel good. No
So
injuries in the hands or anything.
during the fight, you're actually like blurry in that eye or what?
Oh, completely. But I had 2 corneal abrasions in the eye from the first round.
Jesus.
So
That must be really difficult, man. How do you fight on with that when you can only see one? It fucks up your distance and everything. Right?
Yeah, there was a bit when I was coming out and I was like, fuck, I was overthinking it. I think I said to one of my coaches and he's like, shut up, you got to win the fight. My jiu-jitsu coach. But I think I was going out and I had it in my head like, this is annoying. So I kept trying to rub it. And I couldn't see out of it. I thought maybe it was like Vaseline or something. I don't know. And then I was like in my head, I was like, shut up. Just go do your thing. You can't complain. Just go win. And then, I just went on with it. But it's all right. That's the fight game. Is what it is.
That's it, man. So what can we expect in the future, bro? Are we gonna have a Rocky Ogden takedown next fight, or what are we looking at?
Possibly. I want to just go get a good knockout, good finish, something exciting. But just keep winning. Just keep winning, and obviously just try to perform better every fight. That's my main goal. Is just have put on a good performance, and be sharp, and get the finish or get the win.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So with no injuries, you're good to go. What are you looking at doing for the rest of 2022? What's an ideal 2022 for you?
Try to just keep improving, get as many fights as I can. I think we're looking at July to go again for the MMA. Hopefully, if we get everything sorted. But July should be the date that we're going to have another fight. But then hopefully another one at the end of the year. See what happens. You never know. Hopefully everything just keeps going good. It's going good so far. Just try to get some fights out.
You're focused entirely on MMA now, or if a Muay Thai fight pops up or a boxing fight comes up, will you take it or no?
All right. I really want to stick to the MMA, like unless something big offer comes up or something. But I definitely want to go down the MMA path and focus on that and just keep improving in that for sure.
Yeah, man. So long term, I think we talked about UFC, etc. before. I can't remember if we talk about that one, but so immediately, obviously, your goal is to do well on the local circuit and look at progressing to overseas. How do you see yourself progressing to the stage of being an Australian sort of level champion? Like, how long do you see that away for you?
It's hard to tell. Like, I don't want to rush it either. I want to go in like fully ready to face whoever I can face. I don't want to go in there and not be ready. I've done that in Muay Thai, jumped in against guys that I probably wasn't ready to fight, and it's good experience. But I don't want to do that now. I want to win these fights and do it the right way. But I think, I don't know, maybe 2 years, 3. I could be fast, it could be slow. I have no idea, to be honest. I'm just going to take it as it is and just keep improving.
Have you watched any of Steven Erceg's fights?
Who's that, sorry?
Steve Erceg is the current flyweight champion of Eternal.
Oh, on Eternal, I think I have. I watched it even a while ago. Actually, I watched his fights. But they're good. Some of them are good, but.
Good all-round skills, but obviously on the stand-up side, you're strongest because that's what you're focused on, So it's just a matter of catching up there, right? If you can catch up that other side and at least be defending and whatnot, you can get up there, right? Hey, when you look at UFC,
when I catch up,
when you catch up, when you catch up. When you look at UFC, man, you look at the current champion Figueiredo, behind is Moreno, then fast catching up is Kaikara France, man.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Do you envisage yourself fighting these guys in the future or guys at that level?
Oh, for sure. Like I'm only, that's like, even now I'm training. I'm looking at the guys I'm fighting, but the guys I'm looking at is those guys, you know what I mean? Like I'm working to fight those guys. Like I've been fighting at the high level of Muay Thai and that, so why can't I do it at that level? And I'm confident I can. Obviously they've got the experience of the MMA, but I believe as a fighter, I'm better than those guys, but just need to work on my MMA, you know what I mean? But like, you got to believe that, otherwise you're in the wrong sport. Hey,
that's it, man. And if you like fought a restricted sort of rules fight, or if you fought a Muay Thai fight, you'd be ahead of them. So it's just a matter of combining the skills and moving it into MMA, right? Yeah,
for sure. That's it. Just trying to blend it all together nicely to put a good little style together. It's coming along. We'll get there.
That's it, man. Anyway, man, it was great to watch you fight. Good to catch up, have a chat, and looking forward to seeing how you go for the rest of this year, man. We'll be paying attention.
Thank you, bro. Cool. Good to have a chat with you again.
All right, man. Thanks for your time. Take it easy.
See you, brother.